Good morning, Vietnam. Welcome to the Brave Traveler. I'm your host, IR. If you don't know me, well, now you fucking do. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Uh, I think this is my 13th episode, but it's my first time um, filming the podcast. I think that'll be fun. I think it'll give me something to, I don't know, like edit some stuff in, like what I'm actually talking about, so it doesn't seem all random like it usually probably does. So this week, I was supposed to do more podcasts, and I didn't really do more. I'm such a professional. Yes, next to the word professional, you'll find a picture of me. This will be interesting, especially when I have to like pause to use the bathroom or whatever. And it seems to be that my style of doing things is to just throw myself at the project and not really prepare very well. But there's a reason for that. If I prepare like a normal person should, I will over prepare. I will end up doing nothing. And then that'll feel shittier than if I actually just threw myself at the project and learned while doing it. So I think I'm more active doing things that way, even if it sounds fucking stupid to a normal person. I wouldn't be able to disagree, but I know that it's the way that works for me. Um, I have ADHD, if that's not completely fucking apparent by now. I think I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was like 15, 15 or 14. And the what's that guy called? Not a psych. Yes, it's a psychiatrist, right? I don't know. It's been so long that I've actually gone to that shit. Anyways, he prescribes Ritalin, and it has positive effects on me. When I first took Ritalin, I remember I stayed up that night cleaning the house, and my parents freaked out and decided I should never take Ritalin again. Um, I think that was a mistake. I put myself back on Ritalin when I was an adult, but I think that would have been way better for me to have stayed on it when I was a teenager. Because I mean, what did I actually do when I was on Ritalin? I became very active. I saw a problem and I tried to fix it. I stayed up not just for the fuck of it, but because I was cleaning the house. Because my parents, trying to be respectful, but my parents pretty much brought us up like animals. You know, we lived in a nice house because my dad had a well-paying job, but the inside of the house was a mess. Everything was completely disorganized. It was a mess. It didn't inspire order. It didn't motivate anyone in a positive way. So I saw a problem and I tried to fix it. And yeah, Ritalin gave me even more energy than I normally would have, but it didn't hurt me. Well, whatever. My parents, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take me off of this shit. So, ta-da. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Ritalin anymore. I mean, sorry. I'll try to pause those fucking throat clearings. Maybe it's because I'm in Mexico. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Mexico is, of course, as you know, an amazing place where everything is clean and everyone is happy and everyone gets paid very well. Or the opposite of that. There's probably a ton of fucking garbage in the air that I breathe. So, my apologies. I have not discovered what the hell I can do about it. I do drink lots of water. I drink lots of tea. I think that nasal rinse bottle helped me, but I haven't used it in like a week. I was actually going to use it right now, right before the video, but then I fucking didn't. So I'm actually going to pause. I'm going to pause, do that, get my coffee, because that's my talk juice. Coffee makes me talk. Oh, yeah. Now, I know I said weeks ago that you shouldn't take coffee, and I still agree with that. I have not drank coffee in I don't know how many weeks it's been, and I think that's awesome. But I am kind of planning on doing a long episode because I'm just collecting shit to talk about. It's just piling up, man, and I want to talk about them already. Get them out of my system. So let me pause, get my coffee, and rinse out my nose. See if that's the problem. I mean, I don't think it's magic either. I don't know what the results will be immediately, but well, gotta try. Okay, I'm back. Um, I don't know if it helped. Drank some coffee. Uh, anyways, got sidetracked. That happens. I lose my train of thought all the time. I think it's the ADHD. I once heard some Canadian specialists in ADHD say that people that have ADHD can ultra focus for 10 minutes, but then their brain automatically takes a 3-minute break. In those 3 minutes, that person can get distracted by something simple, whether it's an activity, a food, a show, a friend, whatever. When the 10 minutes of ultra focus kicks back in, now they're doing that. So while people with ADHD can have that ultra focus ability, which can kind of be a superpower if used wisely, it also means they can very, very easily become distracted and become procrastinators that never really do anything because they're trying to do everything. Like me. It sucks. I hate it. My precautions, knowing, being aware of what I go through, is I meditate twice a day. I don't do drugs. I don't really drink. I have a bottle of wine, but unless it's socially, I don't drink on my own. I don't smoke. Um, I eat very clean. Like, I'll stick to whole foods. I'll stay away from processed stuff. And even with whole foods, I'll like dip all the fruits and vegetables in like clean water and vinegar for like 5 minutes just to get whatever shit pesticides or anything else. I exercise. Although I used to exercise even more. I miss it. I used to probably because of the ADHD. I won't lie. I used to go to the gym 10 hours a day. Now, I know you're thinking, like, that's impossible. Well, yeah, sure. But I used to do it. And the guys at the gym used to tell me that I can't do it because I'll burn myself out. But of course, they were talking about their own experiences that they've encountered from other people. I think if you're motivated, like it depends on what's driving you to do something like that. That will inevitably determine whether you're going to burn out and quit or you're going to stick to it, which I did for over a year until I met my daughter's mom. And, well, she was from a different culture and she wasn't as disciplined as I was. If you, for whatever stupid reason, maybe you hate yourself, become involved with someone that isn't like you. And what I mean by that is like the total fucking opposite of you. Like you have to do this and they have to do the opposite. This is going to fucking derail you. You at least I wouldn't date another person without getting to know them. Although, I mean, I'm not going to blame myself too much because it's part of the culture. We see it in television and movies and music and magazines and at fucking school now, telling you that sex is normal. And I'm not saying that it's not, but it's almost an encouragement to just go ahead and, you know, hi, let's do this instead of, you know, taking your time to really know somebody. I had a therapist once that told me that it takes 2 years to really get to know a person's seasons. I agree with that. It's true. In almost every relationship I can remember, um, I didn't really know that person, especially as well as I did further into the relationship, which just seems like fucking logic, right? Then why would people act contrary to that? Why would anybody want to move in together almost immediately upon meeting? Why would anybody want to have sex? I mean, if you just say like, "Oh well, sex feels really good. Haven't you ever had it?" Yeah, I know it feels good, but I think it takes away more than you think if that person isn't right for you. If that person isn't the vibe that you give off. If your frequencies are just different, you're gonna crash. There's gonna be negative results. which is why I'm fucking single. Pros and cons to being single. Pros, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Cons, I woke up this morning, went outside to turn off the garden lights, and there's a giant pool of water everywhere because I fucking forgot to turn off the hose last night. I'd say that's a con, being single. Why didn't anybody tell me? I haven't gone outside just to see if it's dry yet, but should be. I hope. Anyways, I think that was my warm up conversation. Let's see what's on my list of things to talk about. Okay, let's see. I saw a picture of Kamala Harris's family. As you may or may not know, her husband is white, and he has, I believe, 2 daughters from a previous marriage. I don't know why, but I have a funny feeling that that's a fake marriage. I know you might think like, well, come on, man. You're being overly paranoid. Am I? Am I really? Look, I mean, if you remember Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, when they announced that they were getting married and that Katie Holmes was pregnant with Suri. I don't know what Tom Cruise's daughter's name is, but something like that, or I don't know, whatever. There were not only rumors, but I think even confirmation from people like what's her name, Sofia Vergara. I think she said that she fucking auditioned to be Tom Cruise's wife. What? Now I understand that Tom Cruise is not uh, your everyday individual. He's an extremely successful Hollywood actor who's done a ton of awesome movies. Mission Impossible to Legend to what else? What else did he do? Eyes Wide Shut. I don't know. He's done a ton of fucking movies. All right, Cocktail. That one Martin Scorsese movie with Paul Newman. I think that was Paul Newman. Whatever. I haven't seen that one. I need to watch that one. I think that's probably a good one. Days of Thunder, Top Gun, whatever. I actually haven't seen Days of Thunder. I need to watch that one too. Whatever Tom Cruise makes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable, and I want to watch it. Trey Parker and Matt Stone said that Tom Cruise is gay. I don't know. Is he? Maybe. Maybe he is. I don't know. There's a ton of stories that there were a lot of Hollywood leading male actors that were homosexual. And at the time, I don't know if this was the 50s or 60s, this wasn't acceptable because women fans, lady fans, probably weren't going to buy his stuff if they couldn't fantasize that he's gonna fall in love with me one day. So I get it. And and other men probably weren't going to look at him like, I want to be that guy. I look up to that guy. So I get it. So is it possible that Tom Cruise really is gay, which is why he was married to Nicole Kidman, but they never had children, not biological children, just adopted children? I don't know, man. I don't know that if Tom Cruise is gay or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. I've heard the way he speaks in interviews. He's got a truck ton of confidence in the way he speaks. He's an alpha. I mean, he just seems like the coolest. I've also heard like some fucking horror stories of apparently some dude, some Uber driver, drove him to the airport and he said that Tom Cruise was like, show me your identification and just a whole bunch of like paranoid shit. But again, I mean, it's fucking Tom Cruise. You kind of have to get it. You can only imagine that, for argument's sake, if Tom Cruise really is gay and he has to hide that fact because it's probably pretty well known that women will not be supporting him as much as they would otherwise, right? Because I don't know that straight women fantasize about gay men. If they look amazing, they might want to have sex with that person, but they might not have the same feeling or the same conviction of that's going to happen, you know? Like, I'm aware that there are some straight women that will have sex with their gay male friends just for the fuck of it. Change my mind if you think I'm wrong. Again, I'm not saying every fucking woman that has a gay friend, but they do exist. But that's just because I don't know circumstances. But they're not going to look at some other famous gay man and sort of fantasize about that happening with them. I think. Who fantasizes about Andy Dick? I would assume other gay men. Who fantasizes about RuPaul? I would assume the same. So, Tom Cruise, if he's gay, he doesn't look gay. What does a gay man look like? It's not just one shade of the spectrum, you know, it's a whole rainbow. So, of course he can be gay. Is he? I don't know. If he came out of the closet, I would still love his movies. I would still want to see him in movies. I would still look at him as Tom Cruise. All right. I've deviated as I usually do, and I will probably continue to do. But, oh well, that's variety for you. Nobody ever clarified that that whole interviewing for a wife shit. And I think that's done on purpose, obviously. So does it confirm that he is gay if Sofia Vergara said that she actually interviewed to be his wife? I have no idea. Tom Cruise's daughter, Suri? Sorry? I don't know what her name is.
looks like Tom Cruise, I think. So so I would assume that is Tom Cruise's daughter. But see, that's so fucked up. I mean, if Katie Holmes interviewed to be Tom Cruise's wife, how do you convince her now to have his child? Not that that would need a lot of convincing, in my opinion. Katie Holmes even stated in an interview that she was a Tom Cruise fan. Who the fuck wasn't? And he was a good looking guy. He still is. So I guess being presented with the offer, we're going to give you this much money to have a child with Tom Cruise and be married. Of course, it's all fake, but the child isn't. I don't know. See, that's the weird part, and I don't have the details. I can only speculate there. Fucking weird. But, anyways, let me bring it all the way back. Is it possible? Please Google pictures of Kamala Harris's family, because then you'll get an idea. Or I might just put one on the video of what I'm talking about. Look at Kamala Harris. She's hot. Look at her husband. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, he either has a shitload of money, I'm sure he does, or he has an incredible personality. He must be a really funny guy. Fuck off. Are you kidding me? Look at the picture, man. Okay, if that's not convincing enough, who did Kamala Harris used to date? Ooh, look at that. Montel Williams. Montel Williams, good looking guy. And look at what Kamala's wearing. What does that say about her? What does that say about her in that moment? Obvious. She's trying to get laid. She wants Montel to be turned on, be so fucking enraptured with her sexy appearance that it's a guarantee. As soon as we're done here, we go back home, it's sexy time. Now, does this prove that she is incapable of falling in love with her current husband? With her husband? No, of course not. It's just fucking weird, man. Politicians are a culty motherfucking group. I think we can agree on that. If we can't, just look at Mind Unveiled's latest video on the Freemasons and their connections to all the politicians in the U.S. throughout history. Then come back and tell me what you think. So again, I understand, I acknowledge that it's possible that Kamala Harris is in a loving, committed relationship. But I also think that it's possible that the relationship is a setup to get votes, to look, as she puts it, woke. To be woke is not necessarily to be awake. She's just woke. But I'm awake. And I can tell you that I don't see any chemistry. I don't see any attraction Why don't they have children together? Uh, she's hot. She more than likely has a libido and a sex drive. Not that I would recommend anybody to picture that between them, but it doesn't work for me. I think it's a lie. I think that there are clear reasons as to why she's with this man. I won't get into it because I'm not trying to get banned right out the gate, but look into it. Something to consider. I don't think it's that crazy. Okay. Candace Owens. I love Candace Owens. I want her to be the fucking president. She's we seem to have a lot in common as far as what we think is true. I think she's willing to go there. Um, I don't think we disagree on anything so far. I heard that one fucking interview she had with Rabbi Shmuley. Shmuley, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. Shmuley. Um, blew me away. It's fucking incredible. She's amazing. I hope she runs in 2028. I will vote for her. She's so genuine, sincere, no bullshit. I've heard people on YouTube talking shit about her, but it's usually young motherfuckers that don't know a goddamn thing about anything. And of course, they always feel that they know everything. That's how you know you're dealing with an idiot. I will tell you sincerely, directly. I'm not trying to sell you any fucking online classes. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. I feel like I know a very big chunk of the big story, and yet whatever the fuck I'm missing could make all the change. You know what I mean? So I'm never gonna tell you, believe me, outright believe me. I know what I'm talking about. I know the truth. Because I honestly don't think anybody knows all the truth. Being a truther, I've looked into almost everything. And I can honestly say that the truth is layered. See, up here on the surface, the school shit, the television shit, easy knowledge will always be kind of a lie, right? Because it's edited. They're giving you exactly what they want you to know and nothing else. And they're giving it to you in the manner that you're supposed to see it and in no other light. Now, then there's other people like me where that shit's not good enough. Got to keep on digging because some shit just doesn't make sense. And then you dig and you dig and you connect and you learn more of the bigger picture and you see how it all connects. But then it also kind of feels like, wait, is this just another fucking layer? Does this go deeper? Is this a trap? Is this like a setup for those people that surface knowledge wasn't enough? They had to dig a little more, and really, it's just a diversion from the actual truth. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have to just keep that in mind for consideration as a possibility. And honestly, I would recommend. Fuck, I need that poster. Knowledge that you yourself can see, knowledge that you yourself have experienced. That's going to be the number one. Can that knowledge be altered depending on the way you've been programmed? Absolutely. You have to sort of start from scratch and deprogram yourself. Everything you've been taught is more than likely a lie, or a high percentage of it is a lie, because it's been edited. So I would recommend you relearn everything, not by what you're told is true, but what you see is true, or what you've encountered to be true, and try to separate these facts from your own emotions that might be bias. Or you can feel what you feel about the information that you see, but try to separate that from what it actually is. Honestly, there is so much information, and it's so intricate and layered that it could lead you down a rabbit hole towards insanity. Like, if it's not insanity that you're going towards, but you'll get close, you'll probably end up somewhere where you don't even function in regular society anymore, because you kind of see how it's all bullshit. So, careful. Honestly, I think when you have to know, you have to. But then you'll get to a point where you satiate. You feel like that's enough. I kind of get already that it's bullshit. I don't need to further know more. And sometimes it's not even up to you anymore. You'll just see it everywhere. You'll hear it. You'll connect it everywhere. And by default, you will be more and more exposed to further and further layers of truth. And at that point, that's when you will start to spiral and go insane, and then not really function in society anymore, if you continue to open the doors to all that. I think once you get to that point where you feel good about what you know, you really just need to do one thing at a time. Which, if you have ADHD, like moi over here, that'll be hard. And that's the way it's been for me. Although, I don't like to compare myself to anybody else, because I think that's a sabotage. So all one can really do, all we can really do, is just try to get better and better every day. It's pretty much it. Oh, and I want Candace to be the president. I absolutely do. Candace is not a politician, not officially, I think, but she's definitely in that realm. She's not a journalist, but I respect her opinions. And while I would really love it if we had a president like her, I think that the system is just corrupt. I don't think that it would matter if she was president or not. They would just get to her, and you know what? But that's negative thinking. I would hope that the good guys would protect her. Anyways, whatever. I We'll see what happens. Hold on, I'm looking through my list. Oh God. Okay, this happened a couple of weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, and it's been on my list for that long. Did you see? Oh shit, I kicked it. Hi. Did you see Rachel Gunn in the Olympics sports breakdancing segment? I mean, Jesus, who the fuck actually thought that breakdancing should be an Olympic sport? That's the stupidest shit ever. I mean, that's like more evidence that we're getting stupider as people, as humans, as society. But honestly, who the fuck is in charge? I mean, I guess you can say, well, duh, it's other people like us. I don't think so. Because the shift kind of happened really fast, came out of nowhere, not gradually, like you would think something naturally would occur. It was really fucking fast. It was like naturally going there and then boom. So that was a choice. I think it's part of a bigger fucking plan. I don't give a shit if that sounds like a conspiracy theory. I believe it wholeheartedly. Anyways, it doesn't really seem to be a logical um whatever the fuck these bad guys are doing. It doesn't seem to be a logical plan. Or maybe the plan is to get everyone off balance, right? So there's an Olympic in the Olympics. There was a segment for breakdancing as a sport. Um, are there not enough sports in the Olympics? Like, not enough categories? Like, you throw the disc, you throw the javelin, you jump over the thing, you run, you wrestle, uh, gymnasts. I don't know. There's a bunch of things that you could do, but they decided to include breakdancing as a sport, as an Olympic sport, no less. I haven't seen the video. I've only seen clips of it because apparently they've been erasing it from the internet. Yeah, who has the power to do that? By the way, yeah, you said the gov. Yep. You said the FMs. Yep. That was hilarious, and it was stupid. Rachel Gunn breakdancing, classic. I Whoever has videos of that, please share it with the world. We all need to create comedic content out of that because that's just hilarious. I love it. Hold on. Okay, so who would have thought that wearing a jacket indoors would make you feel a little warm?
I turned down the AC to freezing cold, and that should feel nice here in a moment. Plus, I drank some more coffee because nothing adds more to my nonsense like caffeine. But I don't really like coffee. I don't really like the way it makes me feel. It just makes me more talkative. So I thought, hey, I could use that. But I'm not drinking that till, I don't know, another few weeks passes. I don't know what the allure is. Who likes feeling crazy? Clearly, a ton of people do. I'm not into that because I've already been crazy. In fact, crazy is all I attract, which is why I'm single. If you're crazy, you would love to be in a relationship with me, and I would hate it. That's a lie. I've dated some crazy ladies that I very much enjoy being in a relationship with. I guess it just depends on if our crazies match or not. Let's see, what else was I saying? Okay. So I saw a commercial for the new Mel Gibson movie. I don't know what it's called. Mark Wahlberg's in it. He seems to be a bad guy on a plane pretending to be somebody else. So I got excited when I found out it was Mel Gibson directing the movie because if you've seen Mel Gibson's movies, Braveheart, Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto, Hacksaw Ridge, they're fucking amazing. The guy is incredible. He picks the best movies to direct, and he does an amazing job at directing them. Oh, The Patriot. I forgot that one. It's just that this new fucking movie told me everything in the fucking commercial. I saw the entire fucking movie in the commercial. Mark Wahlberg is pretending to be somebody he's not. They eventually find out that he's trying to kill them. He's trying to crash the plane. He doesn't give a shit if he dies. He wants the people in the plane to die with him for some whatever reason. That's pretty much the only thing you would go to see that you didn't already find out from the commercial. Why is Mark Wahlberg doing this? That's about it. Everything else they gave away in that commercial. I really fucking hate that. If I was Mel Gibson, I'd be really fucking pissed off. I'd be like, you sons of bitches. You just gave the entire movie away. I'm going to have to more than likely correctly assume that whoever decided to do that was probably told by one of the higher ups in the that movie company or whatever to do it that way because fuck Mel Gibson. And I don't think I'm wrong in thinking that. I mean, Mel Gibson had some trouble. When was it? Like 10 years ago? More? Probably more. He got pulled over when he was drunk. And he said some anti Shemitic stuff that the police officer was able to record. Somehow it got on the internet. Everybody heard it. And
After that, well, I'm pretty sure that Mel Gibson's career kind of took a nosedive. I mean, he started he started coming out in movies, starring in movies that had shit names that would make anybody not want to watch them. I mean, get the gringo. Get the gringo. By the way, for anybody that doesn't fucking know, gringo is a racial slur against white people. It is. Fuck you. You don't know. Fine. Let me explain. When the Mexican American War was going down and soldiers were invading, Mexican people would say to these American soldiers who were wearing green uniforms at the time, with the little English that they did know, green, referring to what they were wearing. Go. That's the origin of gringo. So there's nothing good about it. It's just a callback to a time of conflict where, you know, bad shit was happening. It is a racial slur because it's I've heard it often said by Mexican people, my people, that if you're white, you're a gringo. But of course, most of them don't even know what gringo means, what it's referring to, except that's pretty much white people. I think, and this is just my opinion, in a time where we have to watch our words because they could offend someone, why wouldn't you not say that? I know what a lot of stupid people would say, which is that no, 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 white people don't deserve any respect. Only black people, only brown people, and now only people that identify as a different gender. Okay. Fuck you. That's stupid. So I don't respect that. But regardless, his movie is called Get the Gringo. Do you think any gringos fucking went to watch that movie? I don't. I didn't. Or how about uh, Fat Man? These are all negative connotations towards the character that he's playing. I don't know what these fucking movies were actually called. I doubt that they have that title in other countries. This is just what they're called in the United States. I think that there are some people that have it in for Mel Gibson. And this commercial to his latest movie that hasn't even come out yet is proof of that. The entire thing is just right there in that trailer. Uh, I'll watch it. I'll watch it, and I know that it'll be a great movie because Mark Wahlberg, he's great in everything. Mel Gibson, he directs the best movies, and fuck you from to whoever the fuck decided. Yeah, that's you're gonna edit his new movie. I mean, you're gonna edit the new commercial for his new movie. All right, here's what you're gonna do. Fuck you to that guy. And it's probably not just one guy. No idea. Oh, yeah. PlayStation 5. I love PlayStation 5, but it's not perfect. It's not perfect for a ton of reasons. Let me tell you a few of them, or three of them. PlayStation 5 doesn't have internet browser. No Explorer, no Safari, no whatever the fuck. Google. I really hate that because the last PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, they had an internet browser. I remember I actually saw the entire Dragon Ball series from an internet browser on a PS4, and it worked great. I don't know why they removed that. I mean, it's bad enough that they removed, what the fuck was it called? PlayStation Rooms or something like that. It was like an online forum where you could just get in there and say, "Hey, I'm about to play this game. Anybody want to play together?" Bam, you would get people like, "Yes, I just sent you a friend request. I'm there," or whatever. It was great. They fucking removed that. And well, now they have Discord, right? I mean, before Discord, I guess they fell back on, oh, well, there's Facebook groups and shit, which only kind of sort of worked for me. I mean, it's not the same. It's really never going to fucking be the same as having it right there on your PlayStation. You reach out to somebody, "Hey, you want to play this?" Yeah. Bam. It was perfect. Why did they fucking remove that shit? So, what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, somebody said something to somebody else that was emotional, and then they unlivened themselves. And I mean, how tragic. Let's say fuck you to everyone for because this person chose to do that. Come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? That's clearly a lie. If that's the official story, it has to be a fucking lie. When has any fucking company given a shit about somebody killing themselves? My apologies. I meant no longer breathing impaired. Fuck you. When? I mean, you know that the that one virus that happened a few years ago, compared to how many deaths have been attributed to car accidents or alcohol, it's just nothing in comparison. And yet, alcohol is legal. Cars are still legal. I mean, you would think, at the very least, that alcoholic drinks would be less alcoholic. Vehicles would not be capable of going up to race car speeds. Why? I mean, why? Why do you need a fucking car that can go 200 miles an hour? 150 miles an hour when the fucking speed limits are always just like 25, 45, 60, 75 on the highway. I mean, why the fuck do you need a fucking car to go that fucking fast? Why? Isn't it obvious? You know, talking about this shit really makes me think about that one movie with Michael Douglas, Falling Down, where pretty much the entire film they were telling you they're all lying. I mean, even in I saw it the other day with my daughter. Even that one scene where the cop asks the wife, like, "Well, did he ever? hit you? Did he ever hit his daughter? And she's like, well, no. How the fuck did she get a restraining order if the guy never did anything to her? Because she felt that he could? What the fuck, man? Anyways. My other gripes with PlayStation are the fact that PlayStation 5 is not really better than the PlayStation 4. Like if you understand the mechanics of it, you're going to be like, yes, it is. Okay, it's faster, but it looks the same. Like the quality isn't like the jump from PlayStation to PlayStation 2, and it's definitely not the jump from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3, which is pretty much where we kind of are, you know? It really seems like what they're doing is they're making the older games look like they're a lower quality than they actually did look when they were brand new. So then if you play your old games again, by comparison to the new stuff, you're like, holy shit, how did I ever play this? I can't believe I used to think this looked amazing. This looks like shit. And you don't realize that what they're doing with each update is gradually tweaking the quality of the images that you see. I'll give you an example. When Horizon Zero Dawn first came out, I played it on a PS4 Pro, and I thought it looked amazing. Colors, the effects, everything. Thought it was amazing. I didn't play PlayStation at all for years till like right before the PlayStation 5 came out, a little bit before, a few months before. And I thought, why does this look like shit? The quality of the colors, of the images, they just looked kind of shitty. Like they weren't as bright as they used to be. And I thought, this is weird. Maybe it's my television. And then I got the PlayStation 5 and I was all excited, right? I was one of the I had to order it from PlayStation, but it was in the same year that it came out, so I was very happy about that. Um and I was playing some of the games that I already had on the PS4, but on the PS5 versions of those games, all the colors were bright all of a sudden. And I noticed that the games looked exactly how I remembered Horizon Zero Dawn looking on a PS4 Pro when that game came out. That must have been 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. So I really believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that these big companies, in order to move their latest products, they gradually downgrade the older stuff as an incentive to keep you to make you buy the new shit, right? I think everybody knows that Apple does that with all their phones, their computers, you know. The older your equipment, your machine is, well, that just means you're not buying their new products. And they want you to be a consumer. And some people are frugal, like myself. We don't really feel like owning the latest model of everything. That's kid shit. When you, when you get older, you start to realize that, well, how about I just take care of what I got until I actually need a new one? Well, the big companies like Sony, Apple, Google, all of them, they've gotten wise to this loophole. And I really feel that the updates, which I don't even know why you have to agree to them. Do you agree? Did you read our bullshit? You agree? You don't have an option to not agree. It's like, no, I don't agree. Oh, okay. Well, you can't use our fucking product then. But I bought it. Tough shit. So, fuck you, rich people. No offense. Oh, yeah. PlayStation, could you let me use my motherfucking VPN on the PlayStation? I mean, let me download the app on there. Don't make me have to go to the fucking modem and work some voodoo magic on the shit. I don't want to work that hard for it. Let me just get a fucking app on the PlayStation so I can turn it on and turn it off when I want to. Is that too much to ask? Please. I kind of saw Alien Romulus. I was bored out of my fucking mind, so that's why I'm saying I kind of saw it. I played it for my parents. Yeah, that's right. I pirated it because I don't know that it's worth watching. And guess what? It wasn't. I did the same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine, but I can honestly say that was an awesome movie. You should watch that in the theater. I cheated myself. But I saw it 3 times. Alien Romulus. That was directed by Fede Alvarez, the guy that did the Evil Dead remake. Awesome movie. Really fucking cool. And then he did Don't Breathe, Don't Speak. I don't know. The movie about the criminals that break into the house of the old blind man who ends up being the Terminator and kills them all, except for the one girl at the end who escapes. And it's an awesome fucking movie. I would recommend it to everyone. That is an awesome movie. What the fuck happened to you, Fede? Then he did a sequel to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo called The Girl with the Something Else. And I couldn't put up with that fucking movie. It was so full of itself. It was so stupid. That was not a direct sequel to the David Fincher movie. It seemed silly, comic bookish, just vomit. Um, it looked really nice, so clearly they had the money to do something better. But nope. I don't know that that's the director's fault. The director is not the boss. The producer's the boss. And then producer's boss, I guess, is going to be the movie company. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works. Alien Romulus had some interesting scenes. Kind of. Like, there's a lot of throwbacks to the original movie, which was kind of cool, I guess. There's a brand new alien, which is actually a throwback to the Prometheus movie, which I loved Prometheus. Um, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of boring scenes, especially in the beginning. I guess they were trying to build some kind of rapport between
these characters and the audience, but it didn't work for me. Um, I think it's fun. I think you might enjoy it, but I didn't. I was bored by it. The action scenes were predictable. The characters were stale, and the surprises were not surprising enough. I didn't give a shit for it. It felt just like a copy and paste of old Alien movies. There was nothing fresh about it. It was, yeah. I just can't believe that it's by the same guy that did those two other great movies, but it's definitely by the same guy that did the sequel to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Twisters. Wow. Bored me so fucking much, I couldn't even put up with it. I had my parents tell me what they thought of it. They thought it wasn't as good as the first one. No shit. Nothing is good anymore. Quiet Place 3 sucked. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to go into more depth in explaining why it sucked? Fine, hold on. I have to take a piss. I'm drinking coffee. It does that to me. Ah, that's better. Decided to take a look outside to see if it was still, you know, all covered in water. It's dry, of course, with this heat. I like that camera a lot more than this one. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this fucking light. How's that? Not better? How about there? Kind of? A little bit? All right. Good. So I saw the first half of A Quiet Place 3, and I was bored. I couldn't focus on it. I couldn't give a shit about the characters. It starts off with a whiny lady with problems, which, of course, as you probably already know, Karens are so fucking entertaining. Ladies that are, or anybody for that matter, that are full of themselves and they're just, it's just that people don't understand that they got hearts of gold, but they got problems, man. They got issues. You wouldn't get it. I was bored by her. This is a disaster. All of a sudden, there's fucking aliens coming, extraterrestrials. Pardon me, ETs. Then there's some fucking guy, some white guy that just decides that, well, you're black, so I need to follow you. I know it's there's more to that. He's traumatized, and you know she's a lady. He likes her probably. So, and of course she doesn't like him. She's a lone wolf. She'd rather he just go his own way, and that's it. So how how could I not like that? It's so riveting. I was bored. I couldn't I couldn't put up with it. I thought maybe I'll finish it later, but then I was like, why? I don't give a shit. I don't. I love The Quiet Place. I love the sequel, and this new one was had nothing to do with those previous movies except for the monsters. So I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a shit. I don't care. I just got better things to do, or at least more enjoyable things to do.
Borderlands. I didn't watch it. I showed it to my father. He said it's all right. Maybe it is. I don't know. Eli Roth directed it. He's a cool dude. You know, he used to work with Lloyd Kaufman. He did. What the fuck did he do? Cabin Fever, I think. He did Hostel 1 and 2. Those movies were psychotic. Crazy shit. Wow. I don't know if you could hear that. There was somebody honking their fucking horn for like a minute. Jesus Christ. My apologies, Jesus. But honestly, why would you honk your horn for that fucking long? It's like you really just need people to understand, like, you're pissing me off, man. Whatever. That's people for you. I didn't watch Borderlands. It looks it looks unnecessary. I played the games. I played the first one, the second one, the prequel, and I even played the piece of shit third one. I hated it. I'm not gonna fucking play the fourth one at all. And the Tiny Tinas, nah, I'm not interested. Thanks. I was really looking forward to Beetlejuice 2. I actually went to the theater to see this one because I couldn't find it anywhere online. And I'm glad. It was really enjoyable, really good. I had a really great time. I took my daughter to see it. It was great. I loved it. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good because I know that Jeffrey Jones wasn't going to be in the movie because of his legal trouble. I would have loved it if Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin were in it, at least as a fucking cameo. Why not? I read that Gina Davis thinks that she wasn't asked to come back because since Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters were ghosts, they wouldn't have aged. Come on. Who the fuck would give a shit? I would have loved it. And are you telling me that you couldn't CGI that shit and have them look young again? Like you couldn't take footage from the 4K edition of Beetlejuice and just manipulate that to look like they're still young. Come on. Come on. I don't know what the actual reason there is. It might have something to do with the fact that Alec Baldwin's case is still going. They still want to fucking throw those murder charges or whatever the fuck they are at Alec Baldwin. So, Alec Baldwin was in a movie that still hasn't come out yet called Rust. It's a Western cowboy movie or something. I don't know. And similar to what happened with Brandon Lee, I think, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same shit. Maybe the only similarity is that Brandon Lee was killed on the set of The Crow because apparently one of the blanks, the shells in the gun, ricocheted and somehow hit him like an actual bullet. That's the bullshit that we're being told. I don't know what the actual fucking truth is, but I mean, how would that even happen? If you put blanks on a bullet, bam, it just makes noise. But, of course, the shell flies out to the side, not to the front. And if it did fly off to the front,
don't believe that it would fly with the same amount of force to actually kill somebody. I don't know. I haven't seen his autopsy reports. Of course, even if I did, I'm pretty sure it's all bullshit, or that it wouldn't be that hard to lie about it. But I don't know. I don't know. Alec Baldwin was given a gun with live ammunition to shoot on the set of Rust. He was supposed to shoot it at the camera, and he unintentionally, I'm pretty sure unintentionally, I mean, what the fuck, killed the director, a young lady. What I don't understand is, why are they pressing criminal charges on him? I understand that he's the one that pulled the trigger, but get the fuck out of here. He's a fucking actor, man. He didn't. That's garbage. I think it's garbage. I think that it's a horrible fucking tragedy, but you're not making things any better by saying, yeah, fuck this actor. He totally did it on purpose. Fuck you. You want to hit him with negligence that he didn't check? Is he a fucking gun bullets professional, or is he a fucking actor? That's just stupid, man. I mean, I understand, this costs somebody their life. But is it his fault, or is it the fucking guns professional on set handling the weapons for the movie, setting them up, and then handing them to the actors? Wouldn't it be that person's fault? So it should be negligence. I hope it's not fucking murder, because that is just the dumbest shit in the world. And no matter what the sentence is, hopefully, he doesn't get actual prison time and he can continue to work, because that's just fucking garbage, man. I mean, do you honestly think that he wanted to kill this woman? Why? Like, honestly, aren't there like a ton of other people that he would rather kill first? So that may have had something to do with his absence from the Beetlejuice sequel. And maybe because of that, that's why Gina Davis wasn't contacted to be in the sequel. Jeffrey Jones, who was Mr. Dietz in the original Beetlejuice, he went down on a sex offender charge about 15 years ago, something like that. I'm not sure. Jeffrey Jones is a hobby photographer. It's his art. It's what he loves. It's passion. Why the fuck not? And he asked an underage boy, an underage young man, I don't know the age exactly, to be naked in some pictures. Which, I'm not okay with, but apparently that's not child pornography by itself. If you remember I think it was 1999 movie American Beauty, Thora Birch was topless in a scene. She was 16 years old at the time. Now you may argue that, well, her parents were cool with it and it wasn't sexual, and therefore, I've even read articles on how they were defending that. Um, the fact that she was 16 and topless in American Beauty in a scene, they were defending it because, as this article I read stated, that uh, child nudity by itself is not considered child pornography. Okay. Seems to be a double standard here. It's very strange because I don't have any real facts on what these pictures were of. If the alleged victim, or well, can't say alleged, right? It's been concluded in a court of law that he was found guilty. So yeah, the victim. And let's get it straight. He's a victim because he was young, not because Jeffrey Jones was like, "You're gonna do this." I don't know. It just sounds really fucking weird. You know, it doesn't sound like it was sexual. I'm not condoning that type of shit. Like maybe the problem was that this underage guy, he his parents didn't know, and therefore it would be a crime, and I understand that, right? Because if Thora Birch can be half naked showing her breasts on American Beauty, and that's fine because it wasn't a sexual scene. Get the fuck out of here. What do you mean it wasn't a sexual scene? She was exposing herself to a guy that she was getting into a relationship with. How is that not sexual? This isn't sexual. I'm just showing you my tits. It's fine. Okay, right. So you mean because there's not actual penetration going on and nobody's holding dildos and she's not making moaning sounds, therefore it is not sexual. You know what? To me, non sexual would be you're naked, but you're in a normal setting, like you're showering. I think that's pretty normal. Or you're changing clothes. But even then, you can still find some sexuality in it. Like you can say, like, well, why are they putting this on camera? You know? But apparently, 16 years old, American Beauty, Thora Birch, that's fine. Okay, whatever. We're not in France, but apparently, French laws apply over here as well. Okay, why why doesn't those same rules apply to Jeffrey Jones? I haven't heard one bit of information that says that Jeffrey Jones, well, he was touching him. Well, Jeffrey Jones, he was asking him to do things. All I've heard is he asked him to be naked for some of his artistic pictures. Okay? So he legit does this. He takes pictures. That's what he does. He didn't just out of the blue like, "Oh, how can I get off? I know." So I don't understand what the difference is. Yeah, yeah, I know I'm biased. I like Jeffrey Jones. He was in Howard the Duck. He was fucking awesome in Howard the Duck. He was in Ravenous. He was in Sleepy Hollow. He was in Beetlejuice. I mean, he's been in a ton of movies from the 80s that I loved. He was great. And now he got hit with the sex offender charge. And I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him. He could be a piece of shit. I don't know. But could they also just be fucking lying about it? What if it was a hit piece? What if there was some politician behind it saying like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna use this to get votes? I don't know. I just know it's weird. I don't have the details. Maybe he is a monster and he fucking deserved it. I have no fucking idea. But I was curious how they were going to handle it in the new movie without him. And they handled it beautifully. I was very pleased with the way they handled it. He wasn't in the movie directly. There were pictures of him. I, I don't think I'm giving anything away because I think it's in the commercial somewhere where they say that he died. Okay. Um, there's an animation sequence with him in it. That was awesome. And then later there's a surprise twist where he kind of shows up. That was equally awesome. So far, Beetlejuice is my movie of the year. I don't think there's anything else that's going to top it, especially not with the way Hollywood's going today. Deadpool and Wolverine is my second choice for movie of the year. It was fun, a lot of fun. It was a movie for the fans, but pretty much only for the fans. Anybody else? I would say there's 3 kick-ass fight scenes that will be extremely memorable for anybody. Anybody fan of movies. Damn, this has been a long one, hasn't it? So I've covered a variety of topics, like a madman who can't keep his mind on one thing. That's pretty much what I do. That's what I do. I'm sorry. I'm not like you. I don't want to be you. I'm me. And that's how I think. Did I mention I'm single? That's probably why I'm single. Okay. I grew up idolizing Bruce Lee, among many others. I thought Bruce Lee was the coolest fucking guy ever. He just happened to be a movie star, but he could actually kick ass in real life, or so I thought as a kid. Then, when I got older and I became a rebellious teen, I found out that he wrote a book called The Tao of Jeet Kune Do. And man, I had to read that thing because every time I heard Bruce Lee talk in any interview, he always sounded like the wisest badass ever. I thought that combination was very interesting because usually you don't see that combination when it comes to like badasses. They tend to be assholes or they don't really say very much. Bruce Lee, on the other hand, he seemed to know the ins and outs of spiritual awakeness, and he knew how to move his body in ways that could beat the fuck out of anybody easily. At least that's how it appeared on television. The fact that he died and so many people said that there was something strange about his death wasn't normal. He was too young. Must have been the Yakuzas or the Triads or whatever their mafia over there is called. Why? Well, apparently it was taboo to bring martial arts to the West, which apparently Bruce Lee was credited for doing that through his movies. I I I don't believe that's the fucking truth. I mean, come on. I mean, maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe somebody got pissed off and said, "Hey, you shouldn't do that." I don't know. I don't know. Could they have done it with all their weird fucking poisons? Sure, yeah. And then recently, I saw this one YouTuber's video about having your sweat glands removed. He said he went to a doctor because he was trying to be a professional skater. He went to a doctor to talk about how sweaty he gets whenever he's riding on his skateboard. And they apparently have a procedure to, I don't know if it's to remove your sweat glands or if it's to cut off some of the pipes so that you'll stop sweating, which of course, logically speaking, is going to have some very negative consequences. But doctors sell this shit, whoever the fuck actually does this procedure, they sell this like it's no big deal. If you got the money, you get this done, you never sweat again, you don't stink, people love you. Anyways, this YouTuber, he had the procedure done. He had his sweat glands removed, or the piping got snipped or tied up. I don't know. Anyways, the guy can't sweat anymore. Ever since he had that procedure done, he's had a lot of negative side effects. He said the procedure can basically kill him. He can't do what he loves anymore. He can't ride a skateboard because he'll overheat and his body will have no way to regulate that. And he says that he didn't know that Bruce Lee had his sweat glands removed. I guess, I don't know. He was in movies and probably somebody told him the same bullshit like, Bruce, it's no big deal, man. And you'll look so much better. You'll smell better. Really, honestly, you gotta do this. Do what you gotta do. You're a big star. And Bruce must have not had enough information on this. It all sounded good. You know how hustlers are when they sell you on bullshit. And he must have done it. And this is what probably killed him. He overheated. He had a heart attack or something. So I don't know if this is the truth, but if Bruce Lee actually had his sweat glands removed or altered in any way, that's what fucking killed him. Jesus. I love you, Jesus. What I meant to say is, I just turned off my light and I realized not only does that look better, but I'm not fucking frying myself. So I wish I had thought of that before. Oh well, we're here now. I tried Chat GPT for the first time ever, like a week ago or something. Holy shit, that was weird. I was having a conversation with the thing, and the thing was actually keeping up with me. That I felt I felt a whole bunch of emotions. I got ideas. People could literally have conversations with this thing as rewarding, if not more, than with other people. I mean, it's not the same. Obviously, you won't hold hands, you won't hug each other, you won't actually feel like you're talking with a person. but you can kind of fool yourself into thinking that you are. And maybe that's good enough. So I don't honestly believe that we'll ever have androids. And if we do, I don't think they're going to look like us. If they try, I think that'll fail. I mean, we're not that far away from having your own app, animated app, Android. Like, I can imagine an app where you have some kind of a companion secretary type of cartoon where you can actually have conversations with this program and it'll respond to you in real time like an actual sentient individual. And that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. But I don't think we're ever getting a cyborg that can be a replacement for for a wife or a husband or a child or a parent. It would be awesome, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we'll sooner get implanted with chips in our brains that allow us to dive into virtual reality. But as far as like making our own avatar clones and creating cyborg partners, I don't think that's going to happen. And it's not because it's impossible. I'm pretty sure you could make a homunculus and just install it with a couple of microchips that prevent it from not listening to you. God, Lee, that would be inhumane. A homunculus is pretty much a clone, right? You can make your own human being, design it, and like I said, if you install it with some microchips to sort of alter its own free will, geez. Here's why I don't think that should ever be done. Besides, it's inhumane. Whatever company selling it to you can always control it however the fuck they want, whether they tell you up and down, no, it's yours. We're not tracking it. You know they will. You know they have it microphoned up the ass and it'll be made as a product to hurt you. They'll keep the good prototypes for themselves and they'll sell you the ones that are just slowly poisoning you or vibrating subliminal messages. I wouldn't trust them when it comes to that. So honestly, let's just keep that as a fantasy. And if you really, really want it, make it yourself. Any other way, you're going to be sabotaging yourself. So that's the truth. Don't like it? Fuck you. Oh, but ChatGPT, as awesome as it is, I mean, you couldn't continuously have ChatGPT. I mean, there's a premium, but even then, I think it's still limited. So maybe eventually we'll get to the point where ChatGPT is just a monthly service and you can talk to the fucking thing like it's Jarvis from Iron Man nonstop. That would be cool. That would be interesting. I would be very tempted to use it as my own personal Jarvis, my own personal Alfred. That's what I would call it if I could actually rename it. So I bought Black Myth Wukong almost as a form of protest from all the bullshit that what are the fucking names? Sweet Baby Inc. Who the fuck came up with such a stupid ass name? We're woke. We're gonna call ourselves Sweet Baby Inc. Fuck you, man. Are you kidding me with that shit? What a stupid ass name. I wonder what they should have been called, or what else they actually considered calling themselves. The woke mob. Wokeify. I don't know. So far, the video game is awesome. I love it. I hope there's more people out there that are willing to stand up to these. Can't really say anything nice about them. These people that think they know better than everybody else. Yeah, because there's also like a ton of video games that are coming out that are just shit, just waste of time shit that could have been something good, but nope. Oh yeah. So I heard about this coffee. Speaking of shit, have you heard of Kopi Luwak coffee? So apparently, there's a coffee that has to go through the digestive tract of an animal. Looks like a fucking fox or a cat fox. And there's another coffee that has to go through the digestive tract of an elephant. They shit out the beans. They get collected, and ta-da! You got special coffee, so expensive. This is like a joke, right? Shouldn't this be the cheapest the cheapest coffee, not the most expensive? Yo, I don't care if that coffee tastes smooth as fuck. The imagery. Are you telling me there's no parasites in that? How do you know? How do you fucking know? Do they get frozen first? Do they get bleached? You put alcohol on it? Does it swim in oregano oil first? How do you fucking know it doesn't have any parasites from going through the animal's intestines and then being defecated out? That's not a coffee I'm willing to pay anything for. I don't want that. Fuck you. Have it yourself. Ew. Oh, man. Let's have human defecated coffee flavor next. For some reason, I feel that somebody would actually pay for that shit. Like show you a picture, show you a picture of the person that actually ate the coffee berries and shit out the beans. Here's a picture of a model. Probably people would probably be more willing to eat human shit, coffee beans, whatever. If you put a picture of an attractive person, like this is who made the coffee. Oh my God. You know, I just said it and I have this feeling that somebody's already thinking, I'm gonna do that. Wow. We're in hell. This is hell. I really don't I really hope that doesn't happen. There's a part of me that still has hope that we can backtrack all this horribleness. for a lack of better words, and improve, get better. And then there's the other side that just says, this isn't our show. We're just living in it. This is all according to some fucking plan. Roll with the punches. Don't take it personally. Okay, yeah. Take my own advice. And as a kid, coffee, well, I thought I don't like it. As I'm pretty sure most kids would feel the same way. But then when you add the milk, when you add the creamer, the sugar, all that fucking shit nonsense, some cinnamon, why not? Some Irish butter, even coconut oil, whipped cream. I mean, it looks like dessert. It looks like candy, and how could a kid not look at that and be like, I want some coffee too? Then you have places like Starbucks, where they can give you almost any enjoyable, sweet smelling, tasting beverage of coffee you can think of. Plus, there's high quality pastries. How would kids look at that and be like, nah, it's a fucking setup? That's what it is. And you actually taste coffee for the first time, unless it has all that sugary shit, you're like, ew, it's like shit water. I wonder. I wonder. Is it just the Kopi Luwak coffee? Or is coffee in general being digested and shit out and shipped to us? Is that why it actually tastes like shit water? Is that what motivated people to putting sugar in it? Milk? I don't know. Oh, okay. So you remember the guy that supposedly shot at what's his name? Donald Trump? Thomas Matthew Crooks. Okay. If you look at the pictures of his dead body, it looks like it already had some trauma from something else that has nothing to do with whatever they claim actually killed him. What's even stranger to me is the fact that nobody was allowed to look into it. Nobody was allowed to look at the body. It just got destroyed. That to me is suspicious as fuck. I don't know any other way you can look at that. It reminds me of like you remember when back in, I don't fucking remember, Osama bin Laden supposedly was killed, but we didn't get to see a body. We just got a story, and that was apparently good enough because hey, we're in the, what the fuck were they? Navy SEALs, military? I don't know. Black Ops. Trust me, dude. We took him out. It was at night. We had our night vision on. We saw him. We shot him, and we were taking him back with us because, duh. But then we're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna throw his ass over the boat. Fuck him. Yeah, yeah. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, dude. I went to military school. I can tell you that when you're in that, you're fucking trained not to have thoughts of your own. pretty much. You get told what to eat, what to do, when to wake up, when to sleep, when to shower. I mean, everything. How to dress, shaved bald. I mean, you're not fucking trained to go on your own hunches, especially when it comes to big shit like that. And you're trying to tell me that I should believe that in something so big, so important, this guy just fucking felt like, yeah, fuck him, kick him over, dump him in the sea. Yeah. No, man. These people are employees. They're not superheroes. They answer to an authority, to managers, to fucking generals. They don't get to make these decisions. They have to ask permission for everything. Should we go in the house? Go in. We see him. Permission to fire. Permission granted. Dead. So unless he said, by the way, higher up on the walkie-talkie, I feel like kicking this motherfucker's dead body over to the ocean. Is that cool? Oh no, he wouldn't ask that. He would just tell himself, "This is fine. Nobody's gonna give a shit. This is Osama bin Laden. You know what he did? Me kicking him into the ocean is fine. Nobody's gonna bitch about that. Everybody's gonna understand. Everybody's gonna look at me and think, wow, what a hero." So this happened under Obama. Obama Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama. Is it the other way around? Whatever. That guy. And he's a fucking liar. I don't know what actually happened to Mr. Osama bin Laden. I don't know. No idea. But I'm not going to buy that story. And I thought it was the weirdest fucking thing. I used to watch Comedy Central back in the day when I had cable. I stopped wanting to have cable when streaming services and just fuck cable. I hate commercials. Fuck commercials. Honestly, if you can afford it, pay for the premium on YouTube. I commercials are shit. They're so they're so much worse than you even know. I mean, the colors, the cutting, the constant movement, just shit. The subliminal messages constantly. I mean, I hate commercials. I'll avoid them like the plague if I can. Like a few days after it was announced that Osama bin Laden's been killed, but his body was thrown overboard. Here's some pictures, Photoshop pictures of him dead. Photoshop pictures. So there's literally no evidence that it even happened. It's just take my word for it. Oh, you're not? You piece of shit. Sorry, doesn't work for me. And in fact, I become even more suspicious the angrier you get. Right? Like the whole fucking moon landing thing where the astronauts were like getting really pissed off. Like, isn't it true that you never went to the moon? And one astronaut actually punched a guy. Like, are you kidding me? Suspicious. Suspicious. I kind of side with the vibes of Cosmos. You know, it just seems like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now I get it. Now I see why commercial news makes it such a big deal to point out how stupid flat earthers are, or why in school studying astronomy the professor made all of us write a report on why it's so stupid to believe in a flat earth. Subjective versus objective. Look it up, please. Except, maybe you shouldn't. Last time I looked it up, it said that the form of knowledge based on your own firsthand experience is subject to be flawed because of emotions. While that's not entirely wrong, it's not entirely right either. The other one is subject to lies, opinions, popular opinions. I I don't care for that one. I wanted to make a video for YouTube based on colors, frequencies, alchemy, inbreeding, and autistic dogs. It's funny how a purebred never results in an autistic dog. Sure, autistic dogs exist, but do they really? Or is it just bullshit? What is an autistic dog? They act the same as regular dogs. No? Well, seemed like it to me. I can't seem to fucking get my shit together and start making YouTube videos. So this is why I'm trying with this. It's a pretty long one, I know, but I'm going to edit the fuck out of it and try to make it interesting, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get multiple angles, right? I got this camera and this camera. I could probably get away with another camera, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't want to push it. So, a video I'd like to make for YouTube is one that showcases the correlation between colors and frequencies. I think that's very important because a lot of people pay attention, pay a lot of attention to the color of a person's skin, where I think that has to do more with exposure to the sun, melanin or whatever. And maybe should be looking more at a person's eye colors, frequencies, lower frequencies, higher frequencies. What do they mean? And what are their colors? Maybe I'll one day get into that. Oh, I read this just briefly because I don't care that much. Kevin Spacey's house was up for foreclosure and he refuses to leave. Oh man, that's got to be so shitty. Kevin Spacey is a great actor. I don't know what he fucking did. I don't know that he did anything. I don't know if it's the truth. I don't know if it's a lie. But I think the charges were dismissed. Got to be shitty when somebody is out to make you look like shit. So he lost his house. He can't pay for it, but he doesn't want to leave. That's too bad. He needs to get work. He's a good actor. Maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. Andrew Tate. What a cool guy. I mean, kind of. I don't like anybody that brags about themselves as much as Andrew Tate does, but I get it. I mean, he is like really fucking ripped. Looks awesome. Andrew Tate likes to talk a lot about himself. I mean, I get it. If you got stuff to sell, which he does, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you market yourself? So it makes sense. So I'm not hating him for that. But there was some stuff that the anti prophet, who is, oh man, what can I say about the anti prophet? He wears a cool mask. He lives in India and he tells everybody that he found a loophole to the American dream in India. Sounds like legit information, except he can at times come off a little braggadocious, a bit of an idiot. But hey, he makes some cool videos. He showed me a couple of videos. Well, he showed the world, I mean, on YouTube, where it seems that Andrew Tate is physically assaulting a 14-year-old girl. I don't know enough about that to really comment on it. So here's the facts. The person on the video getting potentially, allegedly assaulted has already spoken about the matter, and she said, "No, we're friends. It wasn't no assault. That's lunacy. You're crazy. What are you talking about? Me getting assaulted?" So okay, then yeah, man, she doesn't have a problem with it. Why keep? Ah, man, could it have happened? Sure. I don't know, man. If he did do that shit, that's fucked up. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that video with Andrew Tate and the 14-year-old girl. Is it her? If the lady now is saying no, it was all an act, why not? Why not? Maybe it was a fucking act. Andrew Tate, like everybody else, is a human being, and every human being has the right to change and learn. He seems to be an admirable individual. From what I've seen, from what I've heard of him directly, not from other people talking shit about him, he seems to be on the right track. So I think he's an admirable guy. I don't know about his past. I don't know about his past, but I mean, who the fuck hasn't done some fucked up shit in their past that they regret? But they're, I mean, unless you want to just go around condemning everybody to death, let people grow, let people become better. Duh. So I like Andrew Tate. I do. I think he's good for everybody. Probably can't say this one without being banned or canceled by YouTube, but there was something, some kind of injectable a couple of years ago that more than likely had nanotechnology. Isn't that fucking crazy? I don't know enough about that one, but is it possible? Is it absolutely possible? I'm just so glad that I'm not one of those people, those victims that actually did that shit to themselves. I don't know about the nanotechnology, but I did read the reports where the companies, the hospitals, they were being sued by people that could actually afford to fucking sue them because they were actually finding that there was remains of fetuses So I studied law for one of my degrees, and I had to look up and study a lot of these cases. And so, I mean, it's a fact. It was taken to court. There were uh, fetus cells in the shots. CERN. I think that's in Switzerland. That big company that's trying to pretend that they can create a god or whatever the fuck. The the scientific Latin scientific Latin. Look it up. Satanists, CERN. Look up the word scientific. I'm kind of skimming through them right now because I'm like, I should probably end this now. Yeah, I think I've done enough. All right. Let me just separate this shit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for tuning in as long as you did. Especially a special thanks if you actually made it all the way to the end. I love you so much. Please like, subscribe to everything. Subscribe to the podcast, to the channel. Hopefully, I get better. I want to. I really do. I even got the fucking Photoshop, Adobe Creative Cloud, or whatever the fuck it's called. I need to do that. I need to just get in there and start making content. The thing is, I overthink it. I think, oh, I don't know how to do that. And it's just such a stupid mentality trying to be a perfectionist. Honestly, the only real way to do anything is to just get in there and fucking do it and learn while doing it. That's the way. That's the way for most of us. That's what I'm going to do. Anyways, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you later. Hope you like the show. Bye bye.